Hi everyone, for this question, given that the height of her boys in a college is normal distributed with mean 120 and standard deviation 4. So the noted here our quantity is about height. So firstly we have to take note x is about our quantity. We write it height and it is given distributed normal mean 120 standard deviation in 4, but in distribution we need variance, so for this position we need to write variance, therefore we put 4 squared. Then for the first question A, we're going to find probability 114 less than x less than 118. So look at the x. X is originally distributed normal, means this question is start with asking you normal distribution, and the flow in answering normal distribution will be change it to standard form, z-score, standard normal. Then we draw the standard normal graph, then only we can refer table to find out the area. Means to find out the answer for the probability. To change to z-score, formula will be minus mean over standard deviation. So x change to z. Similar to 118 minus mean over standard deviation. Simplify this into 2 decimal. Our table only present us 2 decimal. Then we draw out this standard normal graph where center will be 0, negative at left hand side, positive at right hand side. So this is negative at left hand side also. In between, so this area. How to read from the table? We always remember the table always read out the tail side. So if you want this part, means you need to read out the tail of negative 0.5. So the tail of negative, we read it as positive. So it will be taking this big tail here, go to the end. And then we minus the empty space we don't want here, which is the tail of negative 1.5. We read it as positive 1.5. Then we go to our normal distribution table. So here is our standard normal distribution table. Go for this table, reading for the z-score 0.5. 0.5 here is 0.3085 minus 1.5, which is 0.668. So here we have our answer. We move on to part B, where part B here they given us probability less than k, where the x value is not given but the probability is given. So this question is reverse from this. This is given our x value, finding probability, but this one is given probability, finding the x value. So same procedure, start with the distribution normal. So we need to change to standard form, draw out the graph, find it from table to get answer. When we change to z form, x becomes z, k will need to minus mean over standard deviation 4. Then we let this denoted as one symbol, which is z less than a, for us easier to write it. Then when we want to draw out this region, we need to guess what is our z-score. Our z-score may be negative, less than that. So this region need to fulfill with the figure given here. You can notice here, figure is more than 0.5, means this region is a big region, but this region when we drawing is not more than half, means here the region that we draw and the figure we have is not matching, is not correct, which means our z-score is not negative. Our z-score will be at positive side, so that you less than A. So this big region is fulfilled by this figure 0.9625. So figure and drawing region must be fulfill each other. Then look at the region that you draw. So how we can get from the table? Table always show us the right tilt table, which means that we need to formulate here 1 minus the tail A, then only we can get this region 0.9625. So 1 is overall minus this tail A can get this region 0.9625. So this equation is based on what you draw here. Then we simplify so that we can get this reading of the tail. And what reading can give us this probability? So we look at here, 0.375. 0.375, it is reading for 1.78, which means that our z-score here is positive 1.78. Why positive? Because at right hand side positive value. So what we represent the A just now is k minus 120 over 4. Then we simplify to find out the k, where 1.78 need to times 4, then plus back 120. 127.12. So do we need to round off this? Answer no need. Why? Because this k is represented by the x, where x is the quantity of the height, and height is normal distribution. So normal distribution will be under continuous random variable. So when your variable is a continuous random variable, which means we can accept your variable here in decimal form. Then next, for question C, calculate for x less than 115. So again, we look at the x. X from the beginning of the question, it is given that normal distribution. So the flow will be changing to standard z. Draw the standard normal graph. Then we can read from the table to get the answer. So to change to z, the value need to minus mean over standard deviation. So this value need to be simplified. Let it to be 2 decimal place. Then when we draw, we know that negative will be left hand side. Less than that, shade to the left. So when we look at this drawing in table means we are going to read the left tail. So the left tail will be equivalent to the positive tail, which is 1.25. So read out the positive tail 1.25 in standard normal graph here, 1.25, 1056. So that's all for this.